Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. In today's video, I'll be making some fun Halloween cards. I'm using Scrapbook.com's brand new Sweet Boo paper pad. It's available in 6x8 and also A2. I love the traditional Halloween colors in this collection. Lots of really cute designs, and many of the patterns you could use for non-Halloween cards. For sentiments and images, I'll be using the Sweet Boo stamps and coordinating dies. I have 3 different card designs to share with you, so let's go ahead and get started with card design number 1. I will be using some card sketches for inspiration. The first sketch is from Mojo Monday. This is number 543. I selected several pattern papers, and these are all from the Sweet Boo collection, including this light peach solid. I'll layer all of the pieces on black cardstock. For the very background of the card, selected this really cute jack-o'-lantern paper. There are crows, flowers, hearts, and the sentiment Boo. For the strip on the right side, using the black with the orange scribble design. Before adding that narrow strip on the right side, I'll first layer it on some black cardstock. That way there's a little bit of separation between the 2 pattern papers on the very background. For the strip going across the card, using the black tone-on-tone polka dot paper, I also layered it on black cardstock. For my cardstock layers, I generally add an additional 1/8 of an inch, so it has that very narrow cardstock border. I'll layer the background piece on black cardstock, and I'm using Scrapbook.com's Deluxe adhesive roller. It's super sticky. I'll put more adhesive on the back and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. All of my cards in this video are American Standard A2 size, 4¼ inches by 5½ inches. Next, I'll add the soft peach panel in the upper right-hand corner. I'm putting mine just a little bit lower than what's indicated on the card sketch, since I didn't want to cover up that little jack-o'-lantern that's right above it. Now I'll add the black polka dot strip across the card. Before adhering it down, I'm putting a scrap piece behind it, just on the left side where it goes off of the black and orange scribble pattern paper piece. Then I'll put more adhesive on the back and adhere it in place. The designs and colors in the Sweet Boo paper pad coordinate so nicely together. And there will be a little gap between the black polka dot piece and the soft peach paper, but that will be covered up with the sentiment. I'll set aside the card and start working on the sentiment. I've already stamped the sentiment, Happy Spooky Season. I stamped it on a stitch circle die cut, but I want to add a little decoration around the sentiment, so I'm using several of the small stars that are included on the stamp set. I'll put 2 underneath the sentiment on the right side and 1 above the sentiment on the left side. When I'm using my mini MISTI, I want to make sure to get a good solid impression. The ink color I'm using is Catherine Pooler's Mandarin Spice. This orange color matches beautifully with the jack-o'-lanterns on the pattern paper. I will ink up the stamps twice to get a nice solid impression. So there's the sentiment all finished. I love that extra little detail with the orange stars. Now I'll put glue on the back of the sentiment piece and adhere it in place. And here's where you can see I covered up that gap area. For embellishments, I'm adding some shape sprinkles from Doodlebug Design. This is their an eye for an eye set. They were designed to use with Doodlebug's ephemera. You can add them on the eyes for extra dimension, but they also work perfectly for embellishments. I'm adding 3 of the largest size in the upper right-hand corner of this peach panel and 2 underneath the polka dot strip on the left side. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. I love the background pattern paper. It's super cute and not scary at all. For card design number 2, the sketch is from Freshly Made Sketches. This is number 679. I selected 3 different pattern papers. One is the soft peach solid. The background has lots of different Halloween images. It's a similar pattern to the paper I use for the background on card design number 1. I'll cut a fishtail on the bottom of the soft peach paper, adhere it on the center of the card, and across the card I'm adding a strip of the peach gingham pattern paper, which is the back side of the solid soft peach. Before pushing down that gingham paper, I'm trying to make sure to get it nice and straight. Then I'll layer the background on black cardstock. The pattern paper piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and the black cardstock layer is 4 1/8 of an inch by 5 3/8 of an inch. I'll put adhesive on the back and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. For a sentiment, I've already stamped it on a stitch circle die cut, and I use the dark orange solid that's included in the Sweet Boo collection. And using the same size circle die, I cut out another piece from black cardstock, glued the 2 together, and this just adds a little bit of dimension and also more stability for the sentiment circle. I'll put glue on the back, adhere it on the center of the card. Above the sentiment and on the right side, I'm adding one of the ghost images, and I did stamp the little cheeks. The cheek image is included in the stamp set. I use Catherine Pooler's Creamsicle ink color. I'll put glue on the back, adhere the ghost above the sentiment on the right side. With a white gel pen, I'll add 3 little tiny polka dots on those blush cheeks. And then just like the first card, I'll be stamping some of the stars around the sentiment. I'll put 2 above the sentiment on the left side and 1 underneath the sentiment on the right side. I will use my mini MISTI since I basically have this card complete, so I don't want to mess up the stamping. I'll start with the 2 stars above on the left side, and since I will be reusing the smaller star, I'll have to clean off the stamps. I'll grab my stamp chamois. It's very well loved, but it still works great. Now I'll reposition that last star underneath the sentiment and on the right side. And the ink color I'm using is Catherine Pooler's Mandarin Spice. So once I'm happy with the placement, I'll get it set up in my mini MISTI, ink up the stamp, and now there's just that subtle detail of those darker orange stars around the sentiment. For a final finishing touch, I'll add more of the shape sprinkles from Doodlebug. This time I'll use all 3 sizes. Put 3 in the upper right hand corner and 2 on the left side of the sentiment. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. The little ghost image is super cute, and I love that you don't need to color it since it's a ghost, but having that teeny tiny bit of color with the cheeks really adds to the adorable image. For card design number 3, I will be using some additional products: the Modern Alpha White Rub-Ons, the Nested Stitched Zigzag Frames, the nested ghost dies, and also 2 of the twinkle stars from the Willow Lane Rub-On Transfer Set. I selected the tone-on-tone black polka dot paper for the background. This piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I'll layer it on some black cardstock. That piece is an additional 1/8 of an inch, 4 1/8 of an inch by 5 3/8 of an inch. Put adhesive on the back and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. Next, I'll add the largest size nested stitched zigzag frame, and I cut this out from Scrapbook.com's holographic mirror paper. I use the silver with the stars, so it's super shiny. I'll flip it over, put glue on the back, and I place the die cut on my cut down project grip mat. That way I don't get glue all over my workspace mat. Then very carefully line it up on the background. Some of the little points will go off the edge of the pattern paper, but the zigzag frame does stay within the card base since it is smaller than A2 size. I will place a large acrylic block on top for some added weight while the glue dries. So while we're waiting for that, we'll assemble the ghost. This ghost is super cute and so easy to assemble. I use some white shimmer cardstock for the ghost, black cardstock for the eyes and the mouth. I'll start by adding the mouth and then the two black portions of the eyes. By adhering the mouth down first, I find it easier to get the correct placement of the eyes. And from some white cardstock, I cut out a smaller circle, and that'll add the little highlight inside the eyes. And I think that detail really adds a lot to this cute little ghost. The white circles are fairly small. To pick them up, I use the wax tip end of the Craft Pro Pick tool. The ghost will have a bow tie. I use the rainbow glossy cardstock, and the bow tie die is from the rabbit die set. I forgot to pull it out and show earlier in the video. So now the zigzag frame is adhered down nice and flat. I'll add the ghost, and I am keeping this card fairly flat. That way if I mail it, I won't need to pay any additional postage. Put glue on the back of the ghost, adhere it in the center of the card, and for a sentiment, we'll be using some of the rub-ons. Scrapbook.com has 4 different colors of their alphabets. There's black, white, silver, and gold. We'll be using the white. I'm adding the word boo at the very bottom. I've already cut out the individual letters from the rub-on sheet. With the protective backer piece still on, I'll lay out the 3 letters, trying to get them evenly spaced. Once I'm happy with it, I'll remove the backer. And one by one, I'll use the popsicle stick that's included with the rub-ons to transfer those images. First, I'll remove the backer from all 3 letters, apply gentle pressure to each of the letters. Then I'll focus on them one at a time. Very slowly, I'll peel up that top plastic layer. Want to make sure the entire letter transfers. There are other techniques to transfer rub-on images, but with such small pieces, I like to use the popsicle stick. So there's the B all done. I'll work on the first O. I'm grabbing that very corner edge of the top plastic piece, slowly pulling it back, making sure I didn't miss any areas. And if you do, simply go back, apply more pressure with the popsicle stick. So there's our second O. Do one more. And we will be adding 2 of the white twinkle stars. Want to make sure to get the sentiment down first. So now we'll add 1 twinkle star on both sides of the sentiment. And these are really small, so they only take a few seconds to transfer. I love how the white rub-ons really stand out against the black polka dot background. So there is the finished card, super cute, and I did make 2 using this design. For the other card, I was trying to put the sentiment at a curve, but I didn't like how it turned out. So the card I made with you, I put the sentiment straight across. Now here's another look at the 6 cards I made using Scrapbook.com's brand new Sweet Boo collection. I used the paper pad along with the new stamp and coordinating die set, plus a few other fun products from Scrapbook.com. If you are interested in any of the products I used in this video, I do have links in the description box below. Scrapbook.com never disappoints with their fun collections, and they keep releasing more and more adorable collections. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.